Aloha e komo mai. Welcome back to Rainbow Budgets. I am so glad you're here with me today for our budget with me / check-in for our first pay cycle of the month of August. I want to say a huge mahalo or thank you to everyone who has stuck in there through the super long budgeting videos. My goal for this video is for it to be less than 20 minutes. So let's do it. We can do it. I know we can. So let's just jump right in. We are going to be here with our check-in for the first pay cycle of August. My husband and I are both paid twice a month on about the 21st of the month. So for August, our first pay cycle runs 8/6 through 20. And then our second pay cycle will be August 21st through September 5th because we get paid again on the 6th. So this is our budget. If you are new here, these blue categories up here are our variable expenses, and these do not roll over month to month. We have short-term sinking funds here in purple that do roll over month to month, but we are pulling out of each of them pretty much monthly, which is why they're up here with our variable expenses. But these balances, some of them are a little bit high, and that's because we've been saving up for lots of months or have gotten certain bonuses, or like for my son, I sell his clothes when he outgrows them. And so every now and then his account will get a big boost, and then it will slowly get spent down over the months until I do that again. And then down here we have our long-term sinking funds. These with icons are our savings challenges that we play. And so while I do budget for this, the amount that we're going to see added here is based on what we save with finished savings challenges, not the amount of money that comes out of our budget to go into these binders. Up here is slightly different. For now, these are just getting transferred straight into a bucket within my high yield savings account, and then we can track that in prop bills here. So slightly different, and we did already stuff these in our last hour-long video. So it will not be an hour long today though. Let's take a look at what we spent for the first part of this month. Some of it was good, some of it was not so good. So we're gonna go through it all together, good, bad, and the ugly. I have a husband, obviously, as I mentioned before. And so I track our spending separately. And this actually isn't just like a his spending versus her spending. It is just what spending comes off of the credit cards in his name versus my name. For example, we try to put most of our grocery expenses on his card. That doesn't mean he's eating all of the groceries, for example. Like we share them equally, it just all comes out mostly here. So there will be a few things, and like vice versa for home and household, that primarily will come out of my accounts, even though it is a joint expense. This just helps me keep track. And actually before, maybe like a couple years ago, the first 8 or so years of our relationship, we did budget completely separately. We had some small discussions about how to share expenses, but I know for a lot of younger couples or millennial couples, this is when you're both working, you do just kind of keep your own separate accounts and then just kind of pay your own expenses. And so this was especially important to us when we first started budgeting, and we still had all of our own separate stuff. Now we do have a lot more joint, especially since we've been going on this budget adventure together, and we realize we're in this together, right? So we do still have our own separate spendings and that sort of stuff, but this just helps me track now what came off of what credit card mostly. Okay, so for groceries, sorry, that was so long-winded already. For groceries on my husband's card, we spent $329. On mine, we spent $95, and that's pretty good. That leaves us with a balance of $661. Some of this is because my parents were with us for the first week of the month, and they really spoiled us by buying a lot of groceries, which was super nice of them. For eating out, we spent $125 on my husband's card, $39 on mine, and that leaves us with $611 in that category. For family fun, we spent $314. This is one area that's not so good on my husband's card, $18 on mine. August has just been a crazy month for us as far as like family fun type of spending. And that leaves us with a balance of -$177, which stresses me out. Looking back, there isn't anything that I wouldn't have spent money on, and some of this actually is for future expenses, like buying tickets for something that's 2 months away. So, I mean, there's that. And then we are gonna have even more that I know we've already spent since it's now past the 20th. So yeah, it's gonna get worse. But as long as it's not that it gets worse every single month, we'll be okay. We'll see. This is definitely something to keep our eye on. And I'm so sorry if you heard that kid scream. That was not mine. That is our neighbor across the street. Okay, for a household, we did pretty good here. Nothing on his card, 19 on mine, and that left us with a balance of 43. Okay, for buffer, I just hold this at 200 until the end of the month. So obviously, even though we're negative here, this buffer is going to cover that, but instead of go ahead and shrinking it down now, I want to see at the end of the month how far negative this one goes. So I'm just going to leave it for now. Okay, for enrichment, we spent 75. And if you can hear the neighbor's kid screaming, that doesn't happen very often. It is the witching hour here in Hawaii. I am recording this on a Sunday evening at maybe like, I don't know, is it 6 or 7? So it's about that time where our toddlers start going a little crazy. So I actually hear some giggles now too. So I think it's a combination of maybe somebody being a little overtired. You know how that goes, where 1 minute they're screaming, crying, and the next they're giggling, and then back and forth until they finally fall asleep. So that leaves us for enrichment at $233. Okay, for hair and beauty, I had a huge expense come out. We had saved up $672 over the months. This was on my husband's card, but it was for me. I buy my eyelash package in advance. It's like a buy 5, get 1 free kind of deal. And so this includes the tip. So for the next like 6 months or so, I won't have any expenses for that. And that puts us at 72. And if you're thinking, whoa, that is a lot to spend on beauty. Yes, it is. But that is other than just a universal tinted moisturizer that I use on my face every day. I do not do anything else for makeup wise. And I really don't do much for my hair other than making sure it stays like conditioned and a mask every now and then. So this is pretty much it for me for beauty. Okay, other than getting nails done too. I just got them done this weekend. Thank goodness, they were getting a little long. But you'll see that in the next time we do a budget with me. For home, we spent 93 on my husband's card and 210 on mine. This is another area where we are going into the negative. August was just a huge month for us as far as finally getting around to some home improvement projects that we've been wanting to do for a long time, and then also just really organizing. I don't know why I was in right before school started like such an organizing mode. I organized my son's room with new really actually a great system of bins for him that I'm super excited about, our laundry room, my closet. So this is kind of like the tail end of finishing up those expenses. Hopefully we won't have big expenses in home again like that for a while. For pet, she actually did not get anything spent on her, so she is still at 276. This will go down in our next budget though. In our next budget with me, you'll see we did spend this weekend. For his spend, he spent $115 on his card and $21 on mine, and that puts him at $124 remaining. For my spend, I spent $42 and $52. This $42 actually, if you saw my haul from the Made in Hawaii Festival, I got a planner from this company. I've been wanting one for so long and they've been sold out forever. And we got to go to the festival on the last day, walked through, and it was their very last planner that they had available. Mahina Made is the company. They have some amazing, really awesome stuff. And they let me buy the display. I cannot believe it. I got the very last one. Like it was just meant to be. But that's what that $42 was. And so I have a remaining balance of $16.04. And then for my son, we had $99 come out on my card. That was just a combination of stuff. And so that is a total of $15.08 that he has remaining. So altogether we spent $16.93 on my husband's card, $613 on mine, and that leaves us a balance of $5,100. Wait, what is that even? That's okay. That's what my notes say. Let's see. Yeah, I think actually it might be. Let's see. 7406 minus 1693 minus 613. Yeah, 5100 even. Wow, that's impressive. Good skills for us. Or as my son would say, mad skills. He's caught onto that phrase and he uses it for everything. It's so cute. All right, for our annual subs, we did budget $188 and we already added that. So that puts us at a balance of $12.89 and we did not spend any out of that this month. For our auto MRO, we did spend $17 and that is going to leave us with a balance of $26.56. Let's go ahead and take that out actually. So tires, we are saving up for new tires, and I know $17 is clearly not a new set of tires or even a new tire, but it was a tire repair kit that my husband bought just in case. So we'll just hold on to that until we need it. It's good to have, and so I think because it is for tire repair, we'll take it out of the tires account. So 10, 15, 16, 17, and I already transferred the 17 out of our high yield savings account bucket for this. Let's see where you can see everything. There we go. Nice. All right, so that takes care of that expense. For, oh wait, and I wrote it on the wrong line. Of course I did. 17. Okay, let me grab some white. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. No, I did write it on the correct line. I forgot that I'd already filled in this 758 here. So luckily for us, we had no extra spending in our home MRO, so that stays the same. For emergency, we did not spend any, thank goodness. So our balance is 504. And I know after stuffing all of these, in our last video, I had some money left over. I must have just brought the wrong amount of money because at the end, after I closed out the video, I did go back and count like every single prop bill in here, and it matches exactly what we should have and what's in my high yield savings account buckets. So this is correct. I know for certain. I guess I just brought the wrong amount of prop bills at the beginning of the last video. Okay, for medical, this is no additions and no expenses. So that puts us at $37.45. For travel, we did add $700 in completed challenges. Woohoo! That puts us at a total of $2,000. And we're tracking medical in here, but not travel. We are tracking at Christmas. We added in a total of $164. And when I went back and watched the video, I noticed that I only transferred in $152. I don't know why I did that. So I fixed it. I added in the $12 extra. So this account now is correct. And then we spent $115. This was for my nieces, leaving us a balance of $681. So let's go ahead and take out, put in the 164 in prop bills here and take out the 115. Okay, here we go. This is for Christmas. And I should have 150, 60, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, so this is going in. And then if I take out 115, let's see, I can take out a 10 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. Do I have a 100 somewhere? Yes, here. Okay, sorry. Take out 115. I should have 5, 6, 50, 70, 81. 681. Yes, that is exactly what we've got. So this goes back to my prop bills bank. All right. Nice. I love when that works out. Okay, let's see what is next here. We have education, which we have not saved in yet this month. We did finish some medical savings challenges, but that was yesterday, or well, today when I'm recording it, Sunday. So it was in our August number 2 section. So we'll see that come as a plus in our August number 2. For education, now we are at 23.26 still. So nothing to add on there. For extra debt, we did finish 200 in challenges to take back to the bank. Yay. We are just tracking this on the tracker because the balance doesn't always change exactly based on the amount that we have as plus here, just because of interest accrual throughout the month or the days of the month, depending on when we make the payment. For Pauhana, we completed 185, and this is all in cash again, so I'm not tracking the total balance. We have this in cash in a binder. For our back to school gifts in our high yield savings account, we added $200 more. So that leaves us with 400 in our high yield savings account, which I'll have a referral link down below. I use Wealthfront and absolutely love it. I've used it for a long time now. It is so user friendly, pays a great interest rate. So I'll have that linked down below. Unlimited buckets, super fast to transfer back and forth between your checking account and theirs savings account, and no fees, obviously. And then plus we have some cash. We have a little bit of cash still in our savings binder for this. All right, I think that is all for recording our check-in as far as this goes. We do have, I'm so sorry about the screaming across the street. We do have some, let's see, this 200 to add on here for our car loan. I just have a little note about what our balance was. Let's see, can you see the calculator? Yes, perfect. So 8385.81 minus we made a payment of 200, and I think it actually took off the full 200. And so we have a current balance of $8,185.81, and that is a change from when we first started tracking this of $2,183.34. So each box here that we are tracking is 104. So divided by 104, we can color in, oh, we are so close to coloring in 21 boxes. Oh my goodness, 20.99. Okay, but we can only do the 20 for now, and we already had 19 at the end of last month, so I'm just going to color in one more for our 20 today. All right, that is all that we can do for today, but hopefully at the August number 2 check-in, we'll be able to add some more, I hope. We are making great progress, but we did have a lot of challenges that we finished in July, just as like a kind of a mid-year ones that we'd been working on for a long time. So this is not just like what we started and saved in July. This is definitely showing what we were finishing after months and months of working towards some of them. All right, I think that is it. Am I forgetting something? Maybe, I don't know, but looking at my timer on my camera, it looks like we are under 20 minutes, so that is amazing. Mahalo nui for being here with me. I hope you found this helpful. Thanks for hanging out with me as we do these check-ins, and I'll see you again at the beginning of September, probably for a September budget with me, and then we'll do our final August check-in. Hope you have a great Monday, and I will see you again tomorrow for our Travel Tuesday. Aloha.